The challenge will be, through the fingers of that crush are going to come hundreds of very, very dangerous people. They will not all die on the battlefield in Syria and Iraq. There will be a terrorist diaspora sometime in the next 2 to 5 years like we've never seen before. We must prepare ourselves and our allies, especially in Western Europe, to confront that threat, because when ISIL is reduced to an insurgency and those killers flow out, they will try to come to Western Europe and try to come here to kill innocent people. We have to keep our eye on it and be ready for it.
All right, joining us now, the author of Defeating Jihad, The Winnable War, our friend Dr. Sebastian Gorka is with us. I listen to that and I'm thinking, I'm not looking forward to the next 2 to 5 years. What's your assessment of that?
I think Director Comey in this case is absolutely correct. There will be a terrorist diaspora. I'm not so optimistic about how soon we're going to squeeze ISIS in the region. But if you just look at the figures, ISIS in just a couple of years has recruited more than 85,000 jihadis. Of those, at least 35,000 aren't even Iraqis or Syrians. They're from outside the battle zone. And the scariest thing, Sean, at least 6,000 of the ISIS fighters are Westerners, Americans, Brits, Germans, people who, even if they're not on American passports, are potentially on the visa waiver program and can move freely in and out of America. That is a truly horrific terrorist threat assessment directly from the head of the FBI.
You know, I come at this from a very interesting point. There's so much that didn't come up in the debate the other night, including vetting refugees. She wants a 550% increase. Comey, Clapper, Brennan, Steinbeck, McCall, General Allen all say ISIS will infiltrate. And I'm thinking, listening to Comey and that dire warning, how does that not come up in a debate?
You'd have to ask Lester Holt. So many things didn't come up in the debate. Think about the fact Donald Trump is the Republican candidate, and he basically became the Republican candidate because of his southern border and immigration platform. It wasn't discussed. We know the bad guys have infiltrated Europe as refugees, as false refugees. And we are a Christian nation, Sean. We help those in trouble. But being a charitable Christian nation
is not a suicide pact. Yeah, but being charitable here, there were terrible deeds done in the name of Christ. Oh, that's what Obama says. I'm sorry. You know, as he talks about all the benefits and blessings of Islam and won't talk about radical Islam. But it's really not a joke, because it reminds me of pre-September 11th, the embassy bombings in Kenya and Tanzania and the USS Cole and the first Trade Center bombing all led to a 9/11 Commission report. All were a lead up to what happened on 9/11. I'm listening to Comey and I'm thinking, all right, are we going to have another 9/11-like style event or bigger on American soil? And then are we going to look back at San Bernardino and Chattanooga and Fort Hood and New York and New Jersey and Orlando and say, oh, they were at war with us and we had a president that wouldn't say radical Islam?
Sean, when did America take al-Qaeda really seriously? It was on September the 12th, 2001. God forbid it takes another mass casualty attack to get us serious about ISIS. The attacks we've seen, 112 people arrested in America linked to ISIS, they've all been perpetrated by one person or by two people. Imagine if 100 come. Imagine if they synchronize their attacks. It's happened before. It's happened in Mumbai. It's happened elsewhere. We need to catch these guys before they hit soil in America. And whistling past the graveyard because you believe in, I don't know, kumbaya globalism will endanger American lives.
What did you think? Wasn't it a pretty incredible moment today, the House and Senate overriding the president's veto of the September 11th bill? You know, that was another issue that didn't come up. Hillary Clinton takes money from the Saudis. The Saudis abuse women, gays, lesbians, Christians, and Jews. And she never says anything negative about them. Takes millions of dollars from them. I would think the champion of women's rights cares about that.
Look, I'm biased because this is my field, national security, but I truly believe the majority of Americans, when they go into that polling booth in November, the primary question will be, which one of these candidates is going to make me and my family safer? And if you think it's Hillary after Benghazi, after Syria, after the Russia reset, then I'm sorry, you live in a fantasy land.
All right, Dr. Gorka, thank you.